Hey everyone, it's Tobes, and welcome to your second monitor. We're back again for Midweek Magic. Today's Midweek Magic event is Final Fantasy Constructed. So this is a 60-card deck, built as a constructed deck, of course, out of just Final Fantasy cards and basic lands, which I guess don't have to be from the Final Fantasy set, but I mean, who wouldn't build a deck with those great Final Fantasy lands? In any case, this is an all-access event. All access means you can build a deck and include cards in it that you don't have in your collection, and you're still able to make it, to have that deck be validated for the event. So let's take a look at what we've put together today. I have a deck that doesn't have any of those great Final Fantasy basic lands in it, because we're running nothing but towns. 100%, 24 towns, that's all we've got. We have all of the common dual tap lands, even the ones that aren't in our colors, which of course are green and blue. We have all 4 of the green-blue tap lands. In addition, we have the green-blue rare tap land and a few of those. This vehicle that flips into is the only vehicle that we have in here, but seems pretty good. We also have 3 of the green Adventureland, which is also a town. I was going to put the blue one in here as well, but its adventure is just having our opponent mill, and that's not really part of our game plan. Whereas creatures and counters on them is our game plan. So we also have a few of these little common lands. 3 that will give us the ability to fix our mana or cycle it, and this adventure's end because it seems like a nice place to go, and I don't mind having 2 extra life. Now, why do we have all of these extra towns if we're just going to be playing green and blue? The reason is because we're running 2 of the Wandering Minstrel. Wandering Minstrel is a 1/3 human bard for a green and a blue that says our lands enter untapped. Has an ability that says at the beginning of combat on our turn, if we have 5 or more towns, we make a 2/2 elemental. So we get a free bear if we have 5 or more towns, which means if we have 5 or more lands in this deck. And also, for 8 mana, including Wooburg, we can give all of our creatures a bonus to power and toughness equal to our lands in play. So we're here to play a bunch of lands, many of which will not help us, and that's okay, until we get the Wandering Minstrel out, and then we can try and slam in for big damage. So let's go through this pretty quick. Saz's Chocobo, I hope I pronounced that right, I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, is a 1-drop. It's an 0/1, puts a counter on it every time you have landfall. This is a 4 of, as we saw last week during the Final Fantasy Jump-In event. Check my channel for that video. This card is great. So, and also look at this little friend, I like it. We have Side Quest, Raise a Chocobo. It's a 2 mana to make a 2/2 Chocobo, which is a bird that has landfall, get a 1-point bonus to your power until end of turn. And then this says at the beginning of your first main phase, if you control 4 or more birds, you transform it into a Chocobo. Basically, that's the same type, but when it transforms into it, you get to search for a land and put it on the battlefield tapped. So it'll trigger landfall on its own. We've got 3 of these because this is just a 2 mana 2/2 with a landfall trigger that eventually will flip into a 2 mana 2/2 with a landfall trigger that finds us a land. Can't say no to that. We're running 1 of Tifa Lockhart, who is not a bird, but she is a 2 mana 1/2 with trample that doubles her power every time we have lands enter. We've got lots of lands entering, so Tifa and her trample will probably be helpful to us sometimes, but she's not what we're pinning our hopes on. We've got this Poo-Poo UFO. I don't really know what that's about, but it's a 2 mana 0/4 flyer that we can tap to just put a land onto the battlefield from our hand. That's great for triggering landfall. We've got a lot of that. And for 3 mana, we can make this thing's power, its base power, equal to the number of towns we control. So this might be a win con. We'll see. We have 3 Traveling Chocobos, a 3 mana 3/2 that says we can look at the top card of our library at any time and play lands and cast birds from there. And it doubles our triggered abilities for lands and birds entering the battlefield. That's pretty great. We also have this guy, Ignis Scientia. This guy that's got some good looking sandwiches. 1 a green and a blue for a 2/2 human advisor. When he enters, we have to look at the top 6 and put a land from among them on the battlefield tapped, the rest on the bottom in a random order. And then for the same cost as him and tap, we can exile a card from a graveyard and make a food if that was a creature. So the second ability may not be that great, but it might help if our opponents are doing some graveyard shenanigans. We have Saz Katsuroi. Saz. Lots of fun names in this set. 3 and a green for a 3/3 human pilot. When he enters, we get to look for a bird or a land and put it on our hand. So Lay of the Land or tutor for any bird, like maybe that traveling chocobo, or the next thing we're going to talk about. Also, when this guy attacks, we put a 1/1 counter on a creature and then double the number of counters on that creature. Might be pretty good with Tifa. Choco, Seeker of Paradise, is the only card in the deck that requires white. Luckily, we have some white sources. So for 1 and Bant, we have a 3/5 bird. Whenever one or more birds we control attack, we look at that many cards at the top of our library. We can put one in our hand, the rest that are lands among them go straight to the battlefield tapped, everything else into the graveyard. So if we look at the top and we see one thing and 4 lands, we'll put that one thing in our hand and all 4 lands go on to the battlefield. And also, this has the Chocobo landfall trigger. When a land enters under our control, it gets +1 power until end of turn. We have 3 copies of this Saga creature, Summon Titan. For 3 green, we get a 7/7 with Reach and Trample that Chapter 1 mills 5 cards. Chapter 2 returns all land cards from our graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And of course, that's the only turn we're going to be able to attack with this friend. And then at last, the 3rd chapter, until end of turn, another creature we control gets Trample and +X/+X, where that's the number of lands we control. This is a great finisher. It's not going to be with this guy, because he, of course, will sacrifice himself once that 3rd chapter ability resolves, but this is what helps us get in, much the way that Tifa does. Finally, Omega Heartless Evolution is a 7-mana 8/8 robot with the ability that when it enters, our opponent taps. We can tap up to 1 target non-land permanent that they control and put a number of stun counters on it equal to the number of non-basic lands we control. And also we gain that much life. So that's a lot of life gain, and that's us basically locking down something forever in this deck. So in terms of non-creatures, we have 2 removal spells and nothing else. For 2 and a green, we can have one of our creatures bite an opponent's creature. And if we kick it by bouncing a land to our hand, it'll be twice that much damage instead. This reminds me a little bit of Animist's Might, which is 1 mana for the bite effect and 3 mana for, it's 3 mana for the double power bite effect, but it's only 1 if you're targeting a legendary creature. So with this, Kicker is great because it lets us have another land in hand we can put into play again next turn and trigger landfall. Prish's Wanderings, perhaps it's Prish. 2 and a green to Rampant Growth and put a counter on one of our creatures. Seems okay. Reach the Horizon is Explosive Vegetation for basic lands and or towns. So we're always going to get towns. They'll come into play tapped anyway, unless of course the Wandering Minstrel. Maybe? Yeah, seems like that. Seems like that's a replacement effect. And then we shuffle. So this is just going to trigger a lot of landfall for us. Chocobo Racetrack takes advantage of that landfall. 3 green, landfall, make a Chocobo. Seems good. And then finally, 5 blue, draw 4 cards is Travel the Overworld. But it has affinity for towns. So a lot of the time, this is just going to be 2 blue to draw 4 cards. Sounds pretty good to me. So let's take a swing at this. I think we can do a good job. Let's get started. Right. Well, I just want to select it. Submit deck, and away we go. Anyone out there who knows which Final Fantasy cards I've already mispronounced, please let me know. The comments below are ready for your corrections. Okay. So we can turn to get our little chocobo friend out, and turn 3 play this, maybe draw some more lands. I think this is okay. We can try this. We'll Crossroads Village for green. And hopefully that will help us. We're doing okay. We get a chocobo. We get a tap land. Chocobo gets a counter. Capital City is the cycling land, so at least it gives us something. Ooh, catch a fish. What's this do? Look at the top card of your library at the beginning of your upkeep. It's an artifact creature. You can put it in your hand. If you do, make a food and transform it into something that puts counters on things. Sounds good. So, I can play this guy. I think I would rather ramp a little bit. So, Capital City. Precious Wanderings. Let's get ourselves another green source. Let's do one of these rare ones. Why not? Make our chocobo quite big, and turn 3 swing in with a 4/5. That seems okay. Now this guy lets us go find a bird. But I want to make sure we hit our land drop this turn. So we didn't draw a land, so we're definitely going to win the game. All right, that's fine. I was going to have us reach for the horizon, make our chocobo into a 6/7, and attack with that. Now, if they had had any kind of removal, all our eggs are in one basket, no pun. But we'd be able to do lots more fun things next turn, and eventually get this guy out. But I guess we didn't need to. Game 2. Well, I guess maybe we have a little prize first. Let's find out what our prize is. We got a rare. It is Anzrag's Rampage. Yeah, Murders at Karlov Manor. Big mole. I'm into it. Next up. Oh, right in. Oh, this person's got a Final Fantasy avatar. I feel like we may not do as well against this person. All right, well, we have our chocobo friend. That's pretty good. We've got a removal spell. We've got Reach the Horizon. And we have the ability to make green on turn 2. So we may be able to... Yeah, let's go for it. Let's take a swing. All right. Oh. Let's give them a nice, because we also have said chocobo. All right. They're going to swing in because they, of course, have either a removal spell or something to intimidate us with. We will take that damage. Aha! It's Chocobo Kick. Yeah. Which is okay, because it puts them a land drop behind. Now, we don't have anything to do with our land, but that is fine with me. Let's go ahead and get some more blue out so we can travel the overworld eventually, pass the turn. We will Capital City next turn and Reach the Horizon just to get some lands out. Looks like they are a little bit behind. Now, we don't have much going on anyway with our... Of course, we have Tifa. I say we wait on Tifa, because if we can get Tifa out and Chocobo Kick at the same time, that seems much more exciting. Reach the Horizon. So we're missing black and red, which we have in hand. Let's go ahead and get this one that gains us life. And let's say... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. How about this one? That slows down their game plan just a little bit. So if we play Tifa... Oh, they've got Tifa as well. Seems good. Alright, let's play Tifa. Let's play Gongaga. Let's travel the overworld. Draw 4 cards. That's pretty okay. And we will swing in with Tifa. Oh, we can't. Ah, I'm so stupid. Well, that's something to get rid of as well, so that's okay with me. Those are some big triggers. Are we taking 9 here? I guess so. I guess so. No blocks. So, I guess... let's play this Chocobo. Let's Precious Wanderings. In order to make Tifa bigger. We'll, get this one. Her power is doubled. Let's play another land. Get even bigger. Let's Chocobo kick. Without kicker. To kill their big Chocobo. Oh, do they have a protection spell? That is fine. We will not attack, because their Tifa can definitely get pretty big. We want to be able to block, if possible. Ride the Shoopuff. Seems cool. Yeah, Traveling Chocobo, pretty good. Yeah, we've lost. There's no way around this. If they attack with both. If they don't attack with both, ha 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 ha, we don't lose. Unless they play something post blocks. But if they don't, we go to 1. And we maybe have a hope. We have a hope. Sometimes you do the math. Let's do this guy. We have 5 mana, and of course, a land in hand if we need it. Do we get our own Traveling Chocobo? Do we get this Choco Seeker of Paradise? Can we play Choco Seeker of Paradise? Blue, white, green. Yeah, we're okay on that. I feel like I just kind of want the big Chocobo because it's got such a good toughness. And then we'll play this one, get a trigger, but not have any use for it. And now I feel like we may be protected at least, unless this becomes a 7/7 with Trample. It does not. And they don't have the mana for it anyway. They're all mono green, it looks like. They get the good bird. This guy finds us a land. Exile something from a graveyard. It's not very helpful. They get another Chocobo. Between... oh. Bartz and Boko. Affinity for birds? When it enters... oh no, you kill a bird? That seems so rude. Well, that's a good game. Sure. Get your landfall triggers, opponent. I'll give you a happy Hedron as we die to your bird attack. Alright, that's fine. Seems like this opponent is into Chocobos. Alright. Well, game 3. Immediately into it again with a Teferi avatar. Okay. What's this? We can get out our Chocobos turn 2. Turn 3, we can get an additional Chocobo. Maybe some other... yeah, okay. We're on the draw. That's fine. Windurst. I'm going to find out what that lance does. It makes a 1/1 and gives it +1/+0 and is a knight, and it has flying during their turn. That sounds good. This we can play turn 4 and have 4 mana. That's pretty good. Maybe we'll play this guy. Buster Sword. 3 mana for equip 2, +3/+2. Just common damage for a player, draw a card, and you can cast a spell. Ooh, wow, that's pretty good. Well, we'll raise this Chocobo. And we'll play this tap land. And we will attack with our bird. Even though that Buster Sword is going to go on. They can fly over. It's fine. Oh. Who are you? +1/+1 for each equipment. Ooh. Is this black-white equipment? Oh, that's cool. So they get to cast something for free. Destroy a creature. No, my creature. That's alright. I have another one. Haha, you can't stop me. We got this Chocobo. It is large. I mean, it isn't yet, but it will be. I feel like I have to do it this way. Tapped unless it's your first, second, and third turn. Oh, it's a less, of course. Well, I don't think that this game is going to go well for us. Cecil Dark Knight. It's a 2/3 death touch. When it deals damage, cost them life, and then if their life total is 10 or less, it becomes a 4/4 lifelink that makes things indestructible. Whoa, that sure is overkill. What in the world? Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have a good option here. Let's move on to the next game. All right, game 4. Let's see how it plays out. Our opponents are joining pretty quick, which tells me this event is, I guess, a little popular. I mean, any kind of chance for people to play essentially block constructed is a lot of fun. I know I love limited, and being able to do that in 60 card is something you don't get to experience a whole lot. So here's where we get to find the big disadvantage for the way that I make my videos. With no edits, we're just left here waiting. Hopefully you have, at this point, scrolled down and skipped ahead to when we actually have our next game, because I believe we're just going to time out waiting for this opponent, and that's a shame. How long are we going to wait? Yeah, there it is. All right. Actual game 4, let's hope. Don't have to wait long. All right. Away we go again. This hand is great. We've got our 3-mana guy. We've got our great Chocobo friend. What are they holding up? Let's see what we guess. This next turn. Ooh. Traveling Chocobo. That's a good one. Let's offer the trade. I do not think they will take it. I am fine if they do not. So we can play our own Traveling Chocobo and make our Zaza's Chocobo into a 4/5 and swing in. Are they gonna swing? Alright, Zaza's Chocobo. Let's play Adventurers in and get some double triggers. Yeah, you gonna kill our little cute bird? I'm sure you are. What do we have going on here? Syncopate. Ooh, very cool. Sure. We'll play our Adventurers in either way. So next turn we have 4 mana. I want to play more to the board, so I think we'll play Mr. Ignis here with his great sandwiches and coffee. Now they kill my bird? Yeah, okay. So we're tied at 16. That seems fine. This guy helps us find a bird, though, which I do want to do. I want... I want the big bird. At the very least, that will be good removal bait for them. As we continue to ramp. And this guy, when he attacks, counters go on things. Which is a good way for them to blow me out if they're going to use another removal spell, but that's fine. Ooh. It's a 1/3 that taps for green. Gubue Gardener. Oh. I don't know what that's about. Let's give ourselves a little bit more green mana. Go ahead and get a bonus. Attack with this guy. And make him a 5/5. Just to be clear, what happened there was he put a counter on something and then doubled the counters on that thing, which was himself. Yeah, I think if we're lucky next turn, we're going to be able to summon this Titan and get started with that malarkey. Oh, that seems big. This second thing is this creature gains whenever it deals combat damage to a player. That player loses the game? That seems rude. And you know what? It is. We're going to play our own big thing. Mill 5. 3 creatures, 2 lands. That's fine. If they just kill one thing, I lose, so we've got to hold up both. Can they kill both of my creatures? If so, I lose. To Primal Odin. Another Primal Odin. They only kill the Titan, and I'll have to trade my Choco for their other Primal Odin. World map, huh? Lets you Lay of the Land. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Sure. They attack. I have to block. We'll do this. We'll play Omega. We will lock down this Primal Odin. Submit, yes. Lock it down for basically ever. Gain a lot of life. Now they can kill Omega if they want. Omega right now is just a vanilla 8/8. Oh, pretty good. Let's see what I can find with Travel the Overworld. As I go down to 20. I need something that can block, or... that's very tempting. But we're going to do it this way. Oh, I've got another one. Seems pretty good. I can't get this and Chocobo Kick It. I'm one short of that. He is not enough to get rid of Primal Odin. Well, can I do this and also the little Chocobo? Because that at least gives me a blocker. I think that's not terrible. And, who knows? I mean, their Primal Odin is definitely going to attack. No, it's not. Overkill. Wow, lost my thing already. If they have one more removal spell, I lose. And they've got 4 cards in hand. So let's see what they do. What is this? Something gets smaller? No. Choose a creature your opponent controls until they return creatures other than that guy and the chosen creature. Oh, got rid of their own Traveling Chocobo. That's a shame. Huh, interesting. Well, I lose my Chocobo anyway because they're going to attack with this Primal Odin. But next turn, I can kill... Oh. Green spells you cast cost 1 less. Yeah, obviously I have to block here because I die if I don't. 1 more counter, so it's Hardened Scales. Put 2 things on it. Ooh, that's... Choose an opponent when the chosen player loses the game you win. Okay, sure. Seems pretty great. Let's just summon this Titan. And let's Chocobo kick this out of the air. And bounce our Crossroads Village. We can hold on to the Crossroads Village and replay it, but there's no reason to. I know you're thinking, but you can get the land drops. We're probably going to draw a land. And if not, we have good ways to get lands into play no matter what. For example, this thing's ability. It's probably going to put quite a few lands on our hand. Or onto the battlefield, assuming it lives. They've got 5 cards in hand and an awful lot of removal spells in their deck. Sephiroth, Planet's Heir. Our creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. When our stuff dies, Sephiroth gets a 1/1 counter. See more Flux. I've seen all the Flux I'd like to see, thank you. Draw a card. Okay. Well, I need creatures. It looks like I have 8 mana. I can play 3 of these things. Don't want to put anything on this guy. So let's Tifa. Let's raise a Chocobo. And let's play Ignis. Don't get anything out of it because most of our lands are on the battlefield. But we can sure attack with this guy. They have to block or they lose. What do we dislike more? Sephiroth, probably? Otherwise, Sephiroth becomes big. Yeah, I'd say we do it this way. We were going to lose our Titan anyway, even though it would have given us a creature that probably would have won for us. But I bet you they've got some kind of kill spell. Oh, they go up to 9. When this enters, you gain 3 life. At the beginning of your end step, there's 6 more permanents. It becomes Scary. And this is another world map. Okay. So they can attack with their 7/7, but we can tank that. Do we want to? This thing flips if there are 6 or more permanents in their graveyard, which there definitely are. And if they want to ensure it, they can just crack their world map. Void Warlock. This guy seems scary. So it can kind of be big. Seymour is pretty big. I guess we let them kill the Chocobo, because Ignis, I guess, can eat things out of their graveyard and make Exdeath smaller. The side quest. In your first main phase, if you control 4 or more birds, which we won't during this game, it looks like. Okay, Exdeath is large. Let's Capricious Wanderings. And we'll see if we can actually do something with Tifa here. They've definitely got interaction. What is this? Put counters on things. So we will throw this thing out, let's say. We've got some triggers. That's the right order. We're on Tifa because she's our trampler. Then reach the horizon, and we'll double her power twice again, make her a 16/16 attacker, which is not enough to kill them, but we could attack with one of these things now that I think of it. It's not terrible. So how about a starting town and this Gongaga? Sure. Triggers for Tifa and for our bird. We're gonna try and win, I think. Oh, it taps itself? Oh, it enters tapped. I see. Wait, it just transforms. I thought it would... Am I crazy? Well, let's tap this for green. Tap this for blue. Transform this. It taps itself. Huh. Didn't realize. Okay. Well, Tifa attack. This is not nothing. She can definitely be killed, but they can absorb what? 13 damage? Ooh, a little more than 13. Sounds good. So they can do a lot of damage to me next turn. Sure, yeah. We'll bring them to 2. -2, sorry. Haha. I guess they just didn't want to double lock. Okay. We're all doing the wrong math. That sounds fine. So that's our second win. Sounds great. Right now we're technically 2-2. And our prize is Poetic Ingenuity. Hey, we love Dinobots. That's fun. All right. Maybe this is our last game. Let's find out. Okay. We don't have our cute Chocobo turn 1. Tifa's a turn 3 play. This is not superlative. I think we keep it anyway. Yeah, okay. Why does this enter tapped? I mean, the land enters tapped. You transform it and it's still on the battlefield. Anyone in the comments who knows why when you transform this, it comes in tapped, please tell me in the comments. I'm missing something really obvious, I can tell. So we get out Tifa. Ninja's Blades. Job select? Yeah. We got Tifa. We'll play this adventures in to gain 2 life to protect ourselves from Ninja's Blades, which gives it +1/+1, makes it a ninja, and lets them loot when they do combat damage to a player. And then I lose life equal to the discarded card's mana value. Ooh, pretty rough. Let's see what I'm going to lose here. Is that what their deck is built around? Discarding big stuff? Oh, it is. That is a sure feeling of mine. Let's play Starting Town. Let's Precious Wanderings. Let's get ourselves another one of these things. Why not? So probably I'm not going to lose next turn. So I can just swing in for 6. Maybe kill them the turn after with Reach the Horizon. Cecil Dark Knight. Cloud. Search your library for an equipment, put it in your hand. More Ninja's Blades. Okay. So are we discarding another 8-drop? Just a 5-drop. Umbral God. That's a lot going on there. Let's play this. Get a land. Tifa becomes bigger. We've got 2 lands. We'll get both of these. These 2, since they have to be different names. Tifa doubles again and doubles again. We got 16 damage. We can't kill them, so they can definitely kill us, so we lose. That's fine. We'll go ahead and attack. Sounds great. Good game. They win with 1. That's pretty cool. Oh, when it dies, when it deals damage, they lose that much life. Oh no! If they would have blocked a different way, would that have saved them? Let me know in the comments. I clicked away before we could take a look at it, but sorry, I guess that retributive death from Cecil did them in. Our cosmetic that we win is Balthier and Fran. 1 a red and a green for a 4/3 human rabbit. Oh, she's a rabbit person? They're a rabbit person? Huh. With reach, 4/3 with reach, vehicles you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance and reach. When a vehicle crewed by this creature this turn attacks, if it's the first combat, you can pay 3 for an extra combat step or extra combat phase. That's great. Very cool. I don't have the card, just like I don't have any of these cards, mostly. And we didn't get to see our sort of face guy. We didn't get to see the Wandering Minstrel come out. That's a shame. But we got to see an awful lot of this Chocobo, which was a pretty good one. Omega did a lot of work when it came in. I really like this Summon Titan card. Not 100% sure on Choco, but Choco, I think, as a 4 of in a Birds deck, or Commander, of course, of a Bant Birds deck, that would be pretty cool. I did like this guy. Only got to see him do his thing really just sort of once. No, he tutored for us. That was well done. Reach the Horizon is good in this. I always love any kind of explosive vegetations variant. Travel the Overworld. Yeah, this deck with basically all tap lands, not terrible. Especially since I have lands in here that I'm running that I have 0 cards of those colors. Pretty fun. Oh, I didn't get to see our little UFO. That's a shame. Maybe when Edge of Eternities comes out. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell so you can be notified whenever I post a video. And remember, magic is fun. You should play more Magic.